What can a 13-year-old graphics card do in 2021? Alrighty, today what we have here is an NVIDIA 8400 GS, a very budget-oriented option from 2007. It has a minuscule 16 CUDA cores and a measly 567 core clock and 1 GB of very slow and old DDR3 VRAM, clocked at 532 MHz. When this card came out, it was cheap and not really a gaming powerhouse, more for those that wanted a media center solution. Today, we are going to try and put this card through its paces. Yet, what made this card specifically so special is that I found one on eBay for $16 Canadian, but never opened. So, let's unbox it. Alrighty, so what we have here is the 8400 GS in its original packaging, never opened. But it's finally time, after 13 years, for that to come to an end. It's a pretty bland box, all black, but I'm having a little bit of trouble here trying to get it open. There we go, the outer plastic is off finally. Now we can crack this thing open. 8400 GS, 1 GB, perfect. Definitely can now confirm that I know what I got. Let's just try and get this box open real quick and easy here. Awesome, perfect, just slide in. And we can finally see the card here. Ah, there it is. But first let's see what's under this. Put that away for now. Holy moly, look at all these adapters. This is crazy. Got single DVI to dual DVI and VGA to DVI. And we can finally pull out the card here. Let's just pop this plastic off. And perfect. Look at this. Look at how minuscule this thing is. Puny. Fanless. Silent. Silent, but definitely not deadly. And it's got some weird form of DVI on the end. I'm not sure what that is exactly. But there it is in all of its glory. It's pretty cool to unbox hardware that is just so old. Yet, next, let's jump into the gaming benchmarks. That was one of the hardest parts of doing this review, was actually finding games that would launch on such ancient hardware. But to my surprise, I found some. First up here, we have Crysis, a game from the same era as this video card. We got semi-playable FPS. I've never played this game before, so I took my time and enjoyed the beautiful 720p medium settings with around 26 FPS average and lows down to 10 FPS, which honestly weren't too noticeable. Next up, we have CSGO, which is probably the lowest FPS I've ever seen this game running at, with 18 FPS average at 720p low settings, with drops down into the 15 FPS range, which made this game essentially unplayable. After that, the low FPS hell continues as we have GTA 5, which was like watching a PowerPoint slideshow with stunning 10 FPS average and 5 FPS minimums. Moving on to something that was at least semi-playable, Minecraft. We saw almost 20 FPS average with 14 FPS drops, so we got consistently low FPS at least. After that, I figured I'd jump into some Rocket League. To my surprise, we pulled off 25 FPS. Average at 720p low settings, which was at least semi-playable. And last but not least, Skyrim, another game with around 25 FPS average, but brutal stutters down to around 8 FPS, and that made this game also essentially unplayable. Conclusion time. This card here is well past its heyday, and it's longing for a life on the shelf, collecting dust, or in an old workstation, watching movies, or playing a couple retro games. Yet, besides that, this card is well beyond its life cycle. Sorry for the late video this week. I had some health issues, and I was late to making a video. Yet, stay tuned for next week's video when we actually do the GTX 970 look back, and maybe a little something extra. Anyways, I'm BHATech Hunter. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Today's video was brought to you by us. BHATechstore.com is now live. Make sure to check it out in the video description down below.